Welcome to the Love, Sex, and Leadership podcast, where you can discover simple tantric teachings to embody your true power, awaken your soul's wisdom, and live an inspired life as a natural, intuitive, and heart-centered leader. Just a question for your own inner awareness is, what is your relationship between your heart and your seed? Your purpose, that which you manifest and create, and your heart's alignment. Is there a congruency? Part of our exploration today is beginning to link these pieces together more efficiently, effectively, to support you to have a deeper sense of your inner purpose, your relationship to your seed, your relationship to your own erotic body as it speaks to and correlates to your heart, and where these two energies can be more symbiotically connected to. So just you yourself know that in your life, are you connected to the place where your eros lies in your heart and your soul purpose? Maybe there's a lack of congruency or a lack of alignment. You get to explore this place today to also shed away that which isn't in alignment, so that you, as a male body in this world, step away in deeper alignment, in deeper congruency. Not just as an individual, but utilizing the collective brotherhood to support you in that. Because there are things that we can see in each other that we can't always see inside of ourselves. These are our blind spots that actually dampen our relationship and our capacity to be on our soul purpose. We get to explore this today. Receiving a breath in, sounding out. When you're ready, opening the eyes. Just taking a look around to see men who are here, each man on their own mission, vision, and journey of life, of their purpose, their exploration of this link between seed and soul. You might think, oh, they're doing it really well. Some might think, oh, I could be better at that. Because we're here in a laboratory of growth, we get to see where our edges are. I want to take the next few minutes just to kind of lay a bit more of the foundation for this framework and where we can journey to today. I know for myself, growing up, I certainly didn't have a father that said to me, your semen can create a lot of babies, and there's a magical potency to that. Anyone have a father like that? Curious, maybe? Anyone have a father that didn't tell them anything about sexuality? But even dare to have that conversation, because what would that mean? Yeah, and it's rather unfortunate in a way, because I feel a lot of what I see more, there's women gathering with a red tent and beginning to have deeper relationship with their blood and their moon. Still a lot of women don't by any means, but to think of a man being able to have more of a relationship with his own, sacred semen, with that elixir that creates life. And there's a particular mystery to it as well. There's a place of which it's creating life, it's harvesting our capacity to birth existence. Every single one of you, at some point, mommy and daddy came together and seed and egg met to create you, and we're all unique specimens of that. And inside of our seed, there's how many millions of lives?
Billions.
A fuck ton. A fuck ton.
Almost never-ending stream, actually, throughout a man's whole life.
And there's something quite, there's both a gift, a responsibility, and a gem of that. The responsibility, in a sense, is not having a burden on your shoulder, but also the responsibility of having some type of sacred relationship with your seed. I know I certainly didn't. Just, was the semen that got blown up onto a napkin and went in the trash, And I remember a story, wasn't someone I met, but two of my friends I teach with in another school met this guy who was, I think he was 75 or 80 years old. And they were sitting at a restaurant chatting with him. And there's two women, two dakinis, like very much in this. And they're like, almost staring at his face, like, all right, we can tell you're clearly older, but your face looks like you're fucking 25. Like, what have you done? He's like, well, I tell you what I did. So when he was 18, he met a mentor that had said, if you do anything, very impressionable 18-year-old, if you do anything in your life, best thing you can do is ejaculate every day and take your ejaculate and put it on your face. So this is what the guy had done for 60, 70 years of his life. Every day, there's other downsides of ejaculating every day, but his face was fucking amazing. But think about that. There's an elixir of youth within us. And I know that for me, even the first time I did anything other than throw it away in a condom or throw it away in the trash or spew it all over her breasts or anything other than actually tasting my own seed. Oh my God, I could hear the stories in my brain. What does that make you? What's wrong with you? And just hearing it, and it was and I started through time being able to have a relationship with this elixir inside of me. And I could feel the judgments, the limiting beliefs, the ideas of what all that means. And so that's kind of one side of where we're going to explore more is what is your relationship with your seed? And how does that correlate to how you show up as a man on this planet, to the purpose that's inside of you? Because what I do know, and I imagine you all have flavors of this understanding as well, is that God didn't make any mistakes. I know maybe you looked in the mirror once or twice and you thought, everyone else is pretty nice, but God, what the fuck did you do with me? Jesus, who's ever thought that before? So God, not a religious amorphic God, but a grand organized design of this crazy, chaotic, spinning life that we're in, didn't make any mistakes with you. All of the lessons, all of the learnings, everything that you've done, that you've fallen flat on your ass, has made you the man you are today. And there's a purpose inside of that incarnation known as you. There's a purpose there. It's not a purpose that your ego needs to identify to, which unfortunately a lot of male bodies love to do. They paste it up on their website and put it up there. This is my fucking identification. That might be something that you are experiencing in a portion in time in your life. But anytime I've noticed that I get identified to being a teacher or a partner or anything, then eventually that identification just bites me in the ass. Who can relate to this? So what is great about purpose is it's this ever-expanding evolutionary impulse that's inside of you that's known not from the mind, but the deep spark of possibility that rests inside of your soul. And when you can tap into that energy day in and day out and be able to harness that energy as well from your seeds of your testicles, symbiotically communicating to the soul purpose inside of you, then you as a being, as a man, get to step forth into this planet connected to all of this in harmony and get to vibrate and penetrate, as we worked on yesterday, with that essence in the world. And, I can put it together a lot of sentences and talk about all this stuff. And just as we've been doing the last couple of days, we're going to invite deeper embodiment of that expression and to meet those edges so that this synergy between your seed and your soul begin to harmonize more. Deep breath in.
Notice we didn't say, put your hand on your balls and your mind. No one ever asks you to put your hand on your mind, wherever it is. Because that's not where purpose lies. The mind is a tool. It's an amazing tool. It's something which, when I first started my meditative practice, it was like, oh, the monkey mind, I've got to get rid of the monkey mind. And what I have to be able to do is sit in complete silence, because when my mind stops, that means I'm doing it right. How wrong I was. So I spent many years wrestling with my mind and thinking I was doing it wrong, because whenever I would close my eyes in meditation, it would be like a mariachi band is going off in my head. You're a piece of shit. You're still smoking cigarettes, still drinking alcohol. I mean, it's just this constant fucking stream, right? So what we're asking you to do is to connect with your balls. And it doesn't matter whether your balls have seed or not. It doesn't matter whether you can father children or not. That's not what we're talking about here. It's the energetic power that you have in your balls and in your heart. If you think of the balls as the masculine and the heart as the feminine, when we can connect these two together, and what's the mind for? To help us to achieve whatever it is the heart and the balls tell us we're here to do. Deep breath. Most men, when they come to me, I run coaching programs and I also do retreats. And they ask, I want to find my purpose. I'm like, great. What have you done so far to find your purpose? Well, I've done all this research and I went on the internet and I did this and I climbed a mountain and okay. And you still didn't find it? No. Okay. Why? Because what we're told is that we need the mind to find it. And we think that the mind is going to come up with the answers. And it's a constant loop of bullshit. The mind is flailing like an octopus that's trying to get back in the water. It doesn't know. It's not the boss. It's not the captain. As you call it, you say it's the navigator. It's the one that can support the boss, the captain, to get the ship to where it needs to be. But we've been told by society that it is the leader, it is the central database. No, it's fucking not. Purpose is not found through being more masculine and climbing a mountain. Anyone can become enlightened on top of a mountain. But when you come back down and you meet people again, oof, see how enlightened you are then. For me, purpose is extremely feminine. How many of us have had, like, we're sitting there in complete, like, emptiness. The masculine is emptiness, space, consciousness. We're watching TV or we're just thinking about, we've got this nothing box in our heads that we can visit where there's just nothing happening and it's amazing. We love it. And then a woman goes, oh, I can't open this jar. Poof! Give me the jar. Man! Right? And suddenly we come alive. She's given us a mission. She's given us a purpose in that moment. Babe, the light's broken. Oh yeah? Boom, boom, chee, chee. And we fix the light and we feel amazing. Right?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And then we can go back to the nothing box. And we go back to emptiness. Amazing, I did my job. And this is what ejaculating is, actually. Emptiness. It's this drive to get back to emptiness. But the thing is, if we don't take away the things that are in the way of us listening to the feminine, listening to our heart, then all we've got is this. And it's going to send us down all kinds of different cul-de-sacs and wrong directions. It's not that it's doing something wrong. We're going to learn something on the way. But the deeper listening is always what needs to happen in order for us to find our purpose. We need to listen to that little girl. We need to listen to that priestess. We need to listen to that queen, because she is more intelligent than us. Deep breath. If we take away all of the distractions, the mobile phone, the TV, magazines, books, masturbation, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, friends, we take all that away and we sit in a room by ourselves, we will find our purpose eventually. It will shout so loud to us that it will be unmistakable. But a way that I found is even better and quicker is using the community to help us get there. Help me hear my voice. And how can you do that? Cut away all of the bullshit, all of the things that I am not. Show me my dark side, show me my shadows, show me the things that are in the way of me and my power. Tell me when I'm full of shit. Tell me when I'm off. Tell me when I'm not living my full potential. Show me all of these pieces, and eventually I will be able to hear her loud and clear, because she will be speaking through you. Deep breath.
So part of this capacity, just as we stated from day one, is your capacity to listen, to receive, to take in input as well as to give out output, and where these two can communicate more effectively together. And that mystery, which is essentially the place of our purpose that we're connected to. And what I've found is there's been numerous times in my life where I've gotten flavors of purpose that have been shown through the great, fields of everythingness. Sometimes that was in the form of ayahuasca, sometimes that was in the form of deep, profound, mystical experiences. All these different ways in which that gets revealed. And then there's also the actionable steps of doing it. How many of you have ever seen the greatest gifts of everything you can offer, and then when Monday morning comes, you have trouble activating it? Yeah.
Procrastination,
because it's so easy to go to the nothingness, the emptiness. And there's almost a security in that. And it takes a certain level of this part inside of us, this penetrative will. So in a chakra system, our krak, and then our third chakra are these penetrative parts of us. And so when we can access that penetrative part that's not trying to penetrate to prove, but to penetrate to show, then we can access the will that's necessary to penetrate with love, to bring purpose, penetrative purpose onto the planet. The same way when you're penetrating her, there's a certain level of will it takes to continue on. And we'll also speak into the will to last more than 5 minutes, and to be able to last for an hour, the joy of lovemaking, and all the pieces of that as well. But that same thing, the reason I feel like men often die with that will is because they're trying to source the purpose from their mind, just as Steve is saying. But for me, on my purpose in the world, a lot of people are like, how the fuck do you show up continually? Last year I taught, I think, over 25 retreats and groups and sessions. And at the end of the day, I find it's not me as the mind personality of Aaron doing it. I'm emptying myself and allowing soul to move through me. course, I need to rest, I need to sleep, I need to do these things. But that, to me, is a source of purpose that moves and vibrates through my body that's less associated to me trying to prove who I am. Initially, when I found this path, I was trying to prove who I am. That didn't work out so well. What works out for me is just the capacity to continually move forward, one step at a time. One slow step at a time, rather than trying to reach for that huge, massive goal, which feels good, but you don't always attain it. The thing I know helps me stay on par is continually doing one small thing each and every day. That's consistency, that's persistence, and that requires the will to show up as a beneficial presence on this planet. So, deep breath in, let it out with sound.